45 years, Godfrey Daniels has been one of the best listening rooms in the country, where people gather to appreciate live music in an intimate setting and celebrate a rare place where both the artist and the audience rise to the occasion. This reputation makes it possible for us to present legendary performers of classic and contemporary folk music and related genres, as well as emerging artists on their way to the top. Thanks to our members, volunteers, and artists, we are a vital resource in the community, presenting monthly jams, open mics, storytelling, and youth outreach, while forging strong partnerships with other Lehigh Valley organizations.
Worked at a place where the bands came through.
Godfrey's is fueled by the support of memberships, as well as generous gifts from businesses, charitable foundations, and individual friends. Please consider becoming a member to support Godfrey's mission to present the finest music for generations to come. Thank you.
Let us light another candle. Let us right another wrong. Oh, and if someone should ask us where we were off and bound today, we will tell them building bridges and be off and on our way.
Good evening, friends. Welcome. And, welcome to all of you out there in live stream land. The live stream audience just viewed our debut of a new promo video that we've been working on for a few months. So, and the rest of you can see it when it'll be on the website very shortly. You know, I am just so filled seeing everyone walk in the house tonight, and many of you know each other, and you're kind of messing with our seating chart. You want to sit with your, like it was in the past. We love that. So thank you all for your generous contributions and support. And Anne first played here. We were talking about this a little earlier in, we think it was 1976.
No, 86.
86. I'm sorry, 86. And,
Time flies. Except during COVID.
So Anne has been bringing many of her creative projects to the stage over the decades, and we're very happy to present her here this evening with her latest project. And she and Al will tell you a little bit more about it. And we're going to go on with the show. We'll be going for about an hour this evening. So sit back, turn it up, enjoy the show, folks. Ann Hills.
Thank you so much. Boy, when I was just testing the mics, I was getting all choked up. So one of the things that I believe is that live performance, I didn't do many video performances during the time that we were stuck at home during the pandemic, because I find that performing is a collaborative experience. And though we try to do it through the screen, it's not the same. I don't get to see every face and feel your hearts move and see your bodies shift and feel you contribute to the way I sing. So this is a treat for us, because this is the first time we have done any of these songs in front of an audience. We wrote them and we recorded them in August of last year. We didn't release it until January. We said we're just going to look at this as a slow rollout because we don't know what's going to happen. The story behind it is that Al Power, some of you might know Al, please welcome him, came down from Rochester. Al and I have known each other a long time, and he and I have co-written songs for the trio, Herdman Hills Magson, and written songs for me. He's written the melodies. I tend to go for the lyric, though he's a wonderful lyric writer. I also helped him produce his first recording called The Healing Art, and they were songs dealing with what he does in his life, which is he's a gerontologist, and he works with people who are aging and who have dementia. And dementia became his specialty. And now he lectures around the world. In January, we started talking about writing a grant for the Rockefeller Foundation because my second job is as a clinical social worker. And I'd been learning about bilateral stimulation and healing from trauma. And he was traveling around the world lecturing about dementia and care that was more, holistic in the way. Yeah. So we were writing a project that would go to Bellagio in Italy, where they bring different
people of all types.
Scholars, scientists,
with, artists, yeah.
And they try to collaborate there. So great, I love collaboration. And so we were getting ready to write the grant, and COVID hit. So his lectures around the world were canceled, and my shows were canceled, and we thought, well, we'll have all this time on our hands. Why don't we do a project? And you can tell how it ended up the way it was.
Wow. Yeah. Well, it started actually a year or two before that, when Ann staying at my house and saying that she'd always wanted to do a jazz project, and she'd written some lyrics, but was having trouble, getting one of her collaborators to write the music because he was so busy. And so I said, well, lead with me, and I wrote a couple songs, and she kind of liked them. And so when COVID came, we said, well, we could bring back that jazz project.
We can do jazz, love songs.
But it wasn't all jazz, as it turned out, because the lyrics didn't always ask for jazz. So we just did whatever the spirit moved, right?
Yeah. And then hopefully, a year from now, we will write the grant to go to Bellagio and do songs that incorporate bilateral stimulation to build empathy, caring, and calmness in people who work with dementia and the dementia patients themselves. But tonight, it's love, baby. So when we started, Accidental August is the title cut. The reason it's called Accidental August is because of a New Yorker article by a psychoanalyst who said when COVID hit, it was like it reminded us of the time that therapists normally, August is the month they take off. And so it's like an accidental August with no Labor Day in sight. And I loved that, and there was one line that I knew I wanted to do on the bridge. And you might recognize the direction we went. It references a song that the folk community knows well that had to do with living through a depression. May wanders off, June is almost gone, July is pushing through, falling into blue, with days of sun and nights too warm, time raps on the door, a cold wind across the floor. Weeks and months of moments past, lost in clouds of gray, freezing rain on summer nights takes your breath away. Didn't I once know you back before the mask covered up your countenance? Sad, I have to ask. My brother's smile weeks and months of moments past, lost in fogs of gray. Freezing rain on summer nights takes your breath away. Tell me a tale, make my heart believe. Paint your April green, May will set the scene where heroes win and villains learn. No one ever dies. A land of no goodbyes. No goodbyes. Thank you. Thank you. The difference of singing that song in a studio where I was lucky enough to have Tyler Wood on piano and Scott Petito on bass and also guitar sometimes, and Peter Erskine came in and added drums from across the country. The difference is that you contribute to it. You change the meaning by bringing your experience to the room. I don't know how else to explain it, but that's what happens. So I'm so grateful you're all here. So in the song, I reference July is pushing through, falling into blue. And that was because the finishing words of that song I did after I had gone. I got a call in early July to come to Chicago because my friend and my brother of the road, Michael Smith, my dearest friend, needed to be in hospice at his agent's house, Jamie O'Reilly, who was one of my dearest friends, and he asked that I come back to help with hospice. So I was back in Chicago with Michael, and it was beautiful. The way he managed it was beautiful. His sisters came into town, and the last week and a half he was with his sisters at his and Barbara's apartment that they'd gotten ready for him, and he passed in August. But the falling into blue was because on my way out I needed something to cheer myself. So the hydrangeas, if you go out in your backyards and you have blue hydrangeas, it's one of my favorite flowers, and I had big bushes everywhere. So I just took a bucket and I just filled it with hydrangeas to take with me. And Michael loved those flowers. And so falling into blue was that. And freezing rain on summer streets is what the line's supposed to be. But that really happened. We got hail on summer streets, right? Last July. So on my way out, this song started coming to me because I was realizing I was driving out to say hello and then goodbye. And I'd given him a book called This by Michael Gunker that was it was very Buddhist in its approach, which I knew he'd like. And you'll hear a reference to that later. But so this little melody came, and he'd been working on flamenco guitar. So this went its own direction, and Tyler Wood added this great bouncing bass. And I'm trying to play the guitar as well as Michael would. So this is Hello, My Love, Goodbye. Right, sorry. 2, 3, and. Hello, my love, goodbye. The thorn exceeds the bloom. An echo fills the room. Tearing of the sky. Hello, my love, goodbye. Hello, my love, goodbye. Blow, kiss, then disappear. The space we held you near, subtract and multiply. Hello, my love, goodbye. Time tilts the Milky Way, spilling the last of day. The universe turns to say, the journey once so long, too short now looking back. The train run out of track, bird without a song, the consolation sigh. Hello, my love, goodbye. Time tilts the Milky Way, spilling the last of day. The universe turns to say, hello, my love, goodbye. We drift within our dream, a wild and shifting stream, the perfect sky above. Goodbye, hello, my love. Goodbye, hello, my love. Thank you. I'm still getting comfortable with that type of strum. And the record you'll hear has more accomplished musicians accompanying me. It's a more piano-based recording. My hands over the years I've had to do tricky stuff to play instruments, and so it was nice to just relax, with a piano and just sing.
You get to be the first audience to hear this live. That's both the good news and the bad news.
Right. During this time, some of us have been able to get a hold and renew friendships with people. Unfortunately, online for the most part, but that has happened. We started a reunion of my high school class at Interlochen Arts Academy, which is where I was the singer with the jazz band. So I got to see Dave Sporney, who is up in north of us and teaching, and also has a big band and arranges, wonderful arranger, wonderful trombone player. And so I got to see him, and I got to see my friend Connie Winslow, who may be watching from Germany, though it's very early in the morning there. And Peter Erskine, my friend who plays the drums and has played jazz with great jazz players around the world. And he put the drums down. However, these next two songs were the first, well, Where Were You was one of the first ones, and then Elusive Chemistry. So we're going to do two that I had written these words and sent them to Peter, but he tours a lot and teaches also. So I said, I'm taking them back. We've got a project we can use them for. And so Al, you can tell him a little bit. Elusive Chemistry, why you did it this way?
Yeah, elusive chemistry. This is, it's really about a kind of a magical connection, but if you listen to it, I really start with the third verse, and you hear kind of a sound of longing in it too, like being separated from somebody you have a connection with. And so I tried to write music that was not only jazzy, but kind of leaves you waiting for the chord to quite resolve, but it doesn't quite take you there, because I want you to feel as anxious as the lyrics do. So. Anyway,
make you feel anxious.
it's the kind of it's just that kind of incomplete kind of sound.
I'm not
So that's
anxious
how it's
anymore
from.
because I put them in front of me in case I forget.
Yeah. Okay. Lucky you. You've got music. Okay.
I mean, seriously, you are the biggest crowd we've ever performed for. So both of us are really nervous, but we're woohoo! You'll think of somebody, I'm sure. When you hear the song, you'll all have somebody you'll think of.
I've never known a love that was so warm, a love so steady through the wildest storm. Remembered kisses that were bittersweet, dark chocolate on the lips or whiskey neat. Mystery, elusive chemistry, love, you and me. I swore I'd never let a chance go by, but we get older and forget to try. We lose the moment, love's the casualty. Lock the door and throw away the key to mystery, elusive chemistry, love, you and me. I dream about it when I go to sleep. The clocks run backwards and I count my sheep. I close my eyes and then it's 1, 2, 3. It's time, space, or it's telepathy. A mystery, elusive chemistry, love, you and
Thank you. Yeah. And the next one, I'll tell you a little bit about that. But I was thinking while I do this, that if you did think of somebody that you don't want to tell anybody about, there's a new type of therapy, trauma therapy I've been learning, is brain spotting, and you don't have to tell them what your brain is doing while you're healing. So that you don't have to share it if you don't want to.
It's elusive.
It's elusive. Well,
This was one of the first lyrics that Ann sent me. She actually, we got together when we were working on this proposal that fell through, and she sent me a few lyrics to take away just for fun. And I pulled this one out because I thought the lyrics were engaging, and the lyrics are kind of quirky, I think. And I think a lot of people might think of Jimmy Webb when they think of these lyrics.
Mm-hmm.
Although I was fortunate enough back in my days studying jazz at Eastman to have been in an Arrangers Festival where I got to study with Michel Legrand, the film composer, for a couple of days. And they reminded me of the lyrics that Alan and Marilyn Bergman wrote for all those Legrand scores. So knowing his music well, I thought I would channel his style. And if she gave me Bergman lyrics, I would give her Legrand music. So it's kind of a 70s. You know, if you broke up with somebody in the 70s, this song will speak to you.
Oh, like a circle. It'll speak to you like a circle in a spiral.
Yeah.
Where were you when we were wearing light and days swept into mist, warm as a summer kiss with me? But then never again. This heart, this love, that boy, this girl, where are you? Now we are dressed by time, and days slip through our hands like grains of summer sands. Write me, but then never again. That love, this heart, that boy, this girl. Where are you? Now we are dressed by time, and days slip through our hands like grains of summer sands. Write me, but then never again. That love, this heart, that boy, this girl. Where were you when we were wearing light? And where are you tonight?
All right, what are we doing next? Oh, follow that road.
Is that right?
Oh, yeah,
Look at your set list. I think that.
that's right. We follow that
Did we
road.
change it?
We thought we would do this one.
No, we never did. Yeah.
Because I knew, I forget this song. I don't forget the words. Well, sometimes I might do that. But I'll forget to put it in a set, and it's sort of my hit. I've sold 15 copies of this song. I like to say. Pictures. this is the other thing, is if I pick up the wrong guitar, I'll be doing entirely different words. I think I had the right guitar.
You had the right.
If I just had the right hands, I wouldn't have to have 3 guitars up here. However, I've been very lucky to have 2 of these guitars built by my husband, Jan Verda, who's still a luthier. And one is a sing-out memorial guitar that Martin made for Sing Out, and my husband Mark, who's here, who edited and ran that wonderful publication, and it's still online, folks. They'll say, where is it? Well, it's online, like everything else. What am I doing wrong?
Yeah, you need an open G, right? This open G. You need your A string needs to be a G. You turn your A string down to.
Okay,
Try.
that's what it was. It's good, it's good that I have somebody who studied at Eastman. Or we'd be standing up here and I'd be retuning guitars, for hours. I hope you'll sing along on this. We don't have to worry anymore. I know the people that are here. If you're coming in the summer, you'd be better to split off on 35. There's a Starlight Drive-in movie on your left, just beyond the county line. Right after that you'll see 2 silos. One is silver, one is blue. About a quarter mile further, make a left on the Highway 42. Then follow that road. Cornfields just as far as you can see. It's easy to sing with me. Follow that road. Back through time, back through distance, back to me. This is kind of like the answer to where were you? If you're driving by in autumn, you should follow up the river to Bear Lake. That's the time to see the colors. And there's an old covered bridge you'll want to take. Late at night, be careful. Just be sure to watch for deer out in the road. And if it's early in the morning, sometimes it gets foggy, take it slow. Then follow that road. Sugar maples far you can see. Follow that road. Back through time, back through distance, back to me, oh, back to me. And if you get the notion in December
Drop by for just a day, any day. There's that tiny little road that no one knows about. It's safe to go that way. It's up between two fields, so the sunlight melts the ice by afternoon. You'll see two houses by the fields. Someone's always there. If not, they'll be back soon for you. So follow that road. Snow drifts just as far as you can see. Follow that road, back through time, back through distance, back to me, oh, back to me. And you'll remember in the springtime how the puddles look like pieces of the sky. Falling down by the roadside to delight any stranger passing by. The softness of the grass on Raven Hill, where we counted stars all night. You must know how much I miss you, and that any way you get here is all right. All right. Just follow that road. Wildflowers as far as you can see. Follow that road, back through time, back through distance, back to me, oh, back to me. Just follow that road. And what's next?
Is it that go next, or is it in the
Hold on.
No, from the gloaming.
In the gloaming. Okay. All right.
Ah, yeah.
All right. So it's so funny when you've done a song like that is so placid and still. There's all this space, and you've done it 1,000 times. Not only am I getting you know what you're feeling, I'm also getting memories. And my friend Bill Fitzgerald ran a pub outside of Chicago in Berwyn, and Michael and I played there a lot. And I had not heard from him. He and his wife had moved up to Wisconsin, and out of the blue I heard from him, and he said, I heard Follow That Road while I was driving home along these country roads. And it reminded me of the days that you and Michael would come and play at Fitzgerald's, and I just want you to know where we are, and that it reminded me of that, and thinking of you. And so that came across my mind, and also I get letters from people about that song. They want to know where the directions where they're for. And I always say, because they're lost, they'll call me out of the blue, 2 a.m, and I'm lost. You said to follow this road, and I'm on 32, which goes, and but I would always say, it's direction. in the heart, because for everybody, the person they're going back to will be unique to their life, right? And I was thinking when I started it that it's directions to Godfrey Daniels, which has been here for 45 years. This is not just a club. It is a total work of love by volunteers, by people who work for no money at all, also, and treat the performers like royalty, so that even if we have a small turnout, you know, one of our our mutual, Godfrey's and my mutual love, Paul Jeremiah, would often draw about the same size crowd here as he did back years ago in Evanston at Hog-Eye Music, a place where I would book Paul. But you know, we would come back in part because we were treated like royalty. They continue to treat us like royalty, and they continue to give us moments with an audience that are more unique than playing at a club that is about the money and about that how much alcohol you sell. It's a very different. The coffee house, Michael Smith said, is like a flower. It blooms and it dies. And those bittersweet coffee house days, they swiftly fly. And he wrote that in a song that he wrote for Michael Margaret, Pat and Kate, a show that he did about his childhood. And you know, it's because it's a labor of love. It's because it's a place where misfits can come. They can come by, you know, we can come by ourselves, not know anybody, and be welcomed at the door and given home-baked goods oftentimes, you know, that Cindy Dinsmore would make, you know, carrot cake, or sometimes, you know, this incredible chili, right? Am I right? Yeah. You know? And you would be welcomed. You would be welcomed. And the songs would be welcomed, whether they were politically up your alley or not. They welcome everybody. So that's all I wanted to say. Thank you so much for 45. And I'll leave that. No, and my mom always said, this next song it was a poem that I sent to Al. It was, I think, the last song maybe. Except for Be This. Yeah. Except for Be This. It was a poem I'd written. Actually, it was a romantic poem from long ago. But then when he put it to song, I just kept thinking of my mother, how she loved to be at the beach, how she loved being by the water. And so I think of her when I do this song. It's called In the Gloaming.
I'll remember you in the gloaming, in the shimmering edge of the day, out where the tall grass touches the ground and the sand reaches out to the bay. Or in the cathedral of cedar, stars tangled into your hair. You and the stars were the world to me then, so I will remember you there. We would stand at the top of the earth, with the future stretched out beneath. The fields and the brambles looked tiny and harmless. We knew no deceit. Before we tumbled and bruised our way back, tearing the wings off our feet, I'll remember you by the water, sun setting deep in your eyes, your brown hands full of the gifts of the sea, reflecting the fathomless skies, or heavy your head on my shoulder. Sorrow and laughter entwined, outlined by shadow, these memories so bright, and there in the last light defined, I'll remember you in the glory.
Okay. Let's see if I've got this right. All right, so some good things happened, right? Some of us had some really good things, and we made it through. We're all here tonight during this last, and for us, our daughter, who over the years, I've got to lower this one, right?
Very good.
No, I got it. Okay. Professor. Okay. So we used to, one of my favorite stories was when our daughter went to Hofstra. Well, I have lots of fun stories, but I don't want to embarrass her. I know she's not watching anyway, so what the hell? I should just go ahead and embarrass her. But we sent her off to Hofstra, and it was the first year, I think, that Apple gave like a special discount for students who were going to get like, what was it called, a notebook or something? What was it that she got that first year? What? Just an Apple laptop. Okay, not that. It was a boring name. Never. A Mac, not a MacBook.
No, it was a Mac.
It was a MacBook. One of the things about getting older is that there's so many things in your brain. I always think of that all those words and people's faces and all the names and all of these things that we all go, it's called, it's that actor that was in, right? And we all have a back room, and there's like little guys back there with an old filing system of those drawers with manila folders, and they're back going, what's that word wait, it's here, no, wait, no, you get it, it's over there, and it takes a while, and in the meanwhile, we're still going, what's that word, stop bothering us, we're trying to find it, You can never remember it. Then, finally, you relax, you quit asking them where it is or what the word is, and while you're in the middle of another sentence, the word just shoots right out. What is that?
It's like those guys that put up the numbers in the baseball scoreboard. Except in this case, there's fewer hits and more errors. But,
So anyway, she got this laptop, and she went off to school, and we were used to. She hadn't spent many nights away from us growing up, being an only child and stuff. Oh, actually, that would have been anyway. So we would call her every day and say, "How you doing? How's the room? How are your roommates? How are you doing?" She'd say, "I'm fine. And then about 5 days into it, we're both on a line because that's when we have a regular phone. So we're both on the line so we can hear the news, and we say, "So how's everything?" And she says, "Everything's fine. Why do you guys keep calling me?" Right? We say, well, we miss you, but also, we're paying a lot for school, and we want to make sure you're doing okay. And she says, "Yeah, but I've moved on. Why can't you?" That's right. I've moved on. Why can't you? So, thank you. I didn't have to ask the men in the back because there was a man right here who knew the answer, and so. See, this does not happen online, folks. You tell a joke and all you hear is dead silence. So we don't all get to make each other laugh. So she said, "I've moved on. Why can't you?" And we said, "Oh, well." We said, "Okay, we're gonna go now." So we said goodbye. And the next day, her Mac or her Apple laptop broke, stopped working. So she called Mark, her dad, at work, and she says, Dad, my computer doesn't work. And he says, Well, honey, I've moved on. Why can't you? And this is probably the first song Al and I wrote together. And I gave him the words. I'd written them out, and I hadn't done anything. We were stuck in a snowstorm up in New York, and I took a nap, and he wrote this beautiful melody and chords that I've totally mutilated so I could play it. And it's about our adventure in winter in January when we went down to Washington, D.C., and we waited to see Van Gogh's, which was this beautiful show where they walked you through Van Gogh's life. So you literally watched him grow as an artist, the way they had set it up. It was a wonderfully curated show. I remembered that word, curated. I hope you're proud of me. The guys in the back are like, hey. Anyway, so here, this is for well, you'll hear how old she is in this song. Ready? Yeah.
My daughter and Vincent van Gogh are here for the national show. The crowd gathers round us, we're waiting in line. She's anxious to see him, her hand is in mine. She's just read his letters, she's going to be 9. The Washington cherry trees blossom with snow for my daughter and Vincent van Gogh. The child and the man disappear down hallways that lead far from here to a tangle of forest, an ocean of wheat where there's honey gold, quinces, and green chives to eat, till the breezes of evening blow salty and sweet. There's a tumbling sky, there's a world turning slow for my daughter, Vincent van Gogh. And I'm standing at a distance, holding a bowl of potatoes beneath bright, shimmering poplars. She's making her way through the street with his brown leather clogs on her feet. She walks down to the boat resting on the wet sand. She is gathering irises into her hand as she watches the sunbeams dividing the land. For the reaper who's bending so gentle and low near my daughter, Vincent van Gogh. And I'm standing at a distance. I'm holding a bowl of potatoes beneath bright, shimmering poplars. She sits down in the night cafe chair, breathing in She can taste the night air by the dark cottage where memories sing through vermilion and lilac and all that they bring, reaching out through the twilight to touch everything. There is light in the dirt and the wheat fields aglow near my daughter, Vincent van Gogh, who are here for the national show. My daughter, Vincent van Gogh. And this is the, let's say, the most Holiday Inn lounge song on the.
It's better on the other.
It's different. We're gonna just do it one time through. But this song came about because my daughter fell in love, and she was planning a wedding to her Italian. Well, he's an American, but Italian American. They were gonna go to Italy, and. Yeah, and we know what happened in Italy in the COVID, right around the time that she was making plans, same as us, writing the grant. So she was back and forth what they should do. You know, and there were many people during this year who the wedding plans changed, and actually she was interviewed on a Philadelphia TV show where they were doing that special about how many people this year had to cancel their weddings, you know. But we ended up doing it down at the Barnes Museum. There were maybe 12 of us there. It was just lovely. We got to walk. We could wander through the hallways, and I think when I was talking to the Barnes, the woman who sort of arranged things, she said people are really liking these smaller weddings. You know, we'd gotten so insane with these, you know, people with these big weddings, and this way people really, you know, I had no problem saying hello to everybody at each of the tables. That was no problem. So this is about what that's like. I wrote these words about her falling in love, and so really I kind of wrote it with a, you know, if you need a sort of kind of jumpy little song to do with the wedding band afterwards. She had wanted me to sing my daughter and Vincent van Gogh for the daddy-daughter dance. And I said, no way, I am not doing that. I'm not going to stand there and weep while you're dancing with your dad, you know. So because of that, I didn't have to do that. So I wrote another song.
And the album is sort of an up-tempo bossa nova, but we didn't bring the bossa with us tonight. So
we'll do the nova.
Mellow it slightly.
I got the words in case I forget. See what I mean? Get another drink. You can tell that she's in love by the way she lifts her chin, laughs at every little thing, letting light and love come in. Not a moment that goes by without a sparkle in her eye. Every sun that's out in space holds the light that's in her face. You can tell that she's in love, so miraculous and free, like a roller coaster ride or a rolling wave at sea. It's so hard to let her go in this crazy world we know. But there isn't any choice, because love's the strongest voice. Oh, look at her, look at her, look at her. How could you not feel this? You can tell that she's in love. Those are lips that beg a kiss. Love came walking through our door and delivered us this girl. She was ours for just a while. Now she's off to change the world. And when we hear her laughter ring, you know, we wouldn't change a thing. Tell the one she's thinking of, you can tell that she's in love. Oh, she's in love. Yeah, that girl's in love.
list. Oh, yes, we're going to do Golden Arms. So we're just going to do two more. We lost Michael in August, but we also lost my father-in-law, Lyman Moss. And again, it was not to COVID, and many people lost. Maybe the strain. I mean, you know Al better than I do how hard it was on older people, especially the ones that, because that's what he works with nursing homes, and it was particularly difficult.
People in nursing homes are less than 0.5% of the population, and they were 42% of the people who died. 184,000 as of this count.
And that loneliness that we all felt when you know very few people in the world, and you've already lost so many, is rough.
The amazing thing is that the quarantine and lockdown actually caused more trouble. A lot of people just withdrew from the loneliness, the isolation, and there were probably excess deaths due to the attempting to stop the spread of the virus. So it was a tough time all around.
So what you might, when you listen to the recording, you'll hear there are songs that are about life and death, but that's what we were all dealing with, and that's so some of it's romantic, and we have a couple lighter songs. This one came from an email that I was running through lyrics and stuff, and I came across this. I came across these in my file on the computer. And I didn't know where the words had come from. I thought, oh, these are really beautiful. I'd like to set them because they're about watching, it's about how you would like somebody to be able to end their life and how you would like to accept it. And my sister Mary had, looked, and she said, well, you mailed that to me. You emailed that to me, and you wrote it for Dad. And so I had written it for my father, when I'd gone back to Michigan to take him to see a doctor who diagnosed him with dementia. And we'd gone down to the lake, and he was standing in front of me. It was around sunset, and I was back a little ways from him. And all of a sudden, I had this vision of him turning into sand and just disappearing. And then I felt myself turn into sand and disappear. And there was something that just helped me accept what was going to happen, and once again accept what happens for all of us. And then Al chose to write it more like it ended up
like a hymn, classical type hymn. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So here we go. Take him in your golden arms and hold him. Hold him like the sunset on the lake. In the whisper of the woods enfold him. Beauty for each precious breath we take. Let the sweep of bluebirds' wings before him lift him from this heavy earthly bed. May the many memories of his kindness make our burden lighter now instead. Born into this turning world unknowing, spinning from this turning world unknown, like a blade of grass among so many, standing side by side and yet alone.
Take him in your golden arms and hold him. May his heart and your heart beat as one. Violet sky and sparkling stars around him. Beauty as his final days are done. Thank you.
So the last song that we wrote was to talk about the lessons that we could learn from this time period, from being stuck.
Oh, that road.
Right there with it.
April 5.
Let's see. Well, thanks again for coming out. Thank you, Al, for coming to Rochester. I mean, from Rochester. And thanks for being the first folks to hear these songs in person. Yeah, so this is called Be This, and it was inspired by a book, the book I sent to Michael called This by Michael Gungor. 1, 2, 3, 4. Wait, I forgot to do. Wait. We become birds when we die. You'll hear birds all over the song on the record. Speak honestly, that's what it teaches. Slow down, listen, open your mind from the start. Then speak with kindness. Speak first from the heart. Speak honestly, that's how it reaches. Time passes, this is revealing. Be here seeing, open your eyes to it all. When you watch it unfold, hear every bird call. Time passes, this can be healing. The other is you, reflecting your fear, your anger, your sorrow, your joy or desire. You frighten yourself and get burned by the fire. You weep for your losses and lose what is here. Live gratefully, change how you see this. Be still, quiet, open yourself to what's there. Every breath you are breathing, just notice the air. Live gratefully, try this, then be this. Try this, then be this. Thank you all very much. Thank you. Thanks to Ramona. It's a similar message. Or is there something else?
No, that's fine.
Well, like I said, I would go out in the mornings, and the trees and the birds were really happy with this year and a half. Nature was really thrilled, you know. And I hadn't known. I mean, I started looking up more things, and one of the things that I found out was that early morning, you know, like at 4 in the morning. Well, I got to know a cardinal really well, who was right outside of my window at 4 in the morning, every morning until he finally found a mate, you know, and. But I found out that when you get up really early, like 5, and you were hearing all these birds. I don't know if any of you get up and hear them. You know, that's called the morning chorus. That's what it's known as. So this is a song about social justice and nature and gratefulness and all that. And it's got a chorus: everyone fed, everyone free, everyone safe, everyone loved as we are meant to be. Everything blessed, a part of it all. Everything sacred, wherever nighttime falls. Nighttime falls on everyone. Crows race toward the setting sun. Couriers of evening, black against the fading blue. The sky grows dark, the stars grow brighter, the west turns gold, the moon glows whiter. We hurry past the windows' lights as the shops close too. Nighttime falls on every place. The darkness brings a simple grace as heaven drops its curtain, quieting the noise of day. On wilderness or cities gleaming, on White House, lighthouse with its lamp now beaming, and final trains call all aboard to be on their way. Everyone fed, everyone free, everyone safe, everyone loved as we are meant to be. Everything blessed, a part of it all, a part of it all. Everything sacred, everything sacred, wherever nighttime falls. Nighttime falls on everything, the blade of grass, the sparrow's wing, the mystery of sleep unravels, and our dreams begin. And through the dark wind, rain, and thunder, we travel on this world of wonder that carries us around the sun to come back again. Everyone fed, everyone fed, everyone free, everyone free, everyone safe, everyone safe, everyone loved as we are meant to be. Everything blessed, everything blessed, a part of it all, a part of it all. Everything sacred, wherever nighttime falls. One more time, thinking of all the people in India and Brazil who need our strength, need our love flowing their way. Everyone fed, everyone free,
sacred wherever nighttime falls. Like the coffee houses, they're the church. Thanks, Godfrey Daniels. Thanks, Al Power. Thank you.
All righty. Ann Hills, Al Power. Okay, so I have to do a little bit of commercial for Godfrey's, and I have some skinny for all of you. On Friday, August 6th, Godfrey Daniels is collaborating with Touchstone Theater on their outdoor stage. This is for First Friday, and there are some really local artists who are going to be there that evening. Carter Lansing, Jason Hedrington has a new record he'll be debuting, and Roy and the Secret People. So we're happy to be part of that event. On August 15th, Godfrey Daniels Day returns to Leader Plot's Music Fest, and we hope you all can be there with us. And that lineup is Piper's Request. All of these bands are local except for the icing on the cake, which you'll hear in a couple of seconds. Pyranesia, Gypsy Jazz from out along the river, Easton or thereabouts. The Alex Radis Trio, Jack Murray and the Blue Tarp Wranglers, with our sound engineer on bass, Nick Franklick. All the connections, right? And headlining that evening for us will be Alexis P. Suter Band. And our own Mike Duck will be emceeing. And hopefully we'll be hearing some of his music in between. And as usual, we will be giving away a Martin guitar that day and a Martin ukulele. So more info to come. So we're opening up in September. September 10th is our official date, and we're going to have Carsey Blanton right here on the stage. Later on, for the rest of the fall and the rest of the year, Peter Karp, Ian Matthews, John Gorka, Chris Smither, Christine Havrilla, Bagiti Kamala will be back here with his band, Sam Baker from Texas, Patty Larkin, Susan Werner. In March, Lucy Wainwright Roach will be returning. Hers was one of the first shows we had to cancel in March last year. So we're announcing these shows to our members. We're going to have a couple of ticket sales dates coming up as soon as we can figure out our new ticketing platform. And you all will be the first to know before the public has access to these tickets. You all will. So, thank you. And Godfrey Daniels' media sponsor is WDIY 88.1 FM right down the road. Something like 100 volunteer programmers are on there day and night, sending it out to us over the internet and the airwaves. All different kinds of music, NPR programming, so please support them if you can. Every Tuesday night we have Live from Godfrey Daniels, curated by Dave Fry, with live recordings from the stage going back decades because we can. So remember to, if you're so inspired, pick up Ann's new CD out front. We're selling CDs at the counter, just like the old days. And Al has some books out there too and some information about how to get any of those. Thank you all for live streaming it in, for coming out tonight. Thanks to all the volunteers. And we'll see you guys again soon.
All right.
Good night. Thank you.